Good evening everybody, Susan Davis here. Today I'm going to show you how to make a basic cheese sauce. I'm making lasagna tonight. However, it's to use for the topping of the lasagna. However, the cheese sauce is a basic commodity in any cooking, and you can use it for creating lots of dishes. And very simple suggestion could be sort of like serving some vegetables with cheese sauce and stuff like that. It's quite easy to make it dairy free as well and gluten free. However, tonight I'm making the traditional cheese sauce. So I've got 4 grams of butter. I'm just going to pop that in the pan. Once that's melted, I'm going to add some flour to it. I'm just going to pop this like this so you can see the contents of the pan. Okay, so we don't want that to burn, so just on gentle heat. I'll just get my spoon. So the basic ingredients for the white sauce is butter and flour. That's plain flour. Okay, equal quantities. Then you cook the flour with the butter without colouring it. So you cook it about a minute. See, hope you can. Let's move it closer. There we go. So we've cooked this now for about a minute. Now you don't want that to colour. The purpose of that is just to cook the flour. Okay, so now we're going to add some milk. I'm using creamy milk, and it's got lots of the cream that's settled on the top of the milk, but that's fine. So I'm gradually going to add about a pint of milk to this. Gradually working it so it doesn't form lumps, and even if it does, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the whisk. So I'm adding about a pint of milk. I'm going to swap over to my whisk now. It's important to keep mixing the sauce at this stage so that it doesn't form lumps, and everything will be evenly distributed in the milk and give you a nice smooth sauce. If, however, you do happen to have some lumps in it, you just can pass it through a strainer and that should be fine. I'm going to season it as well with some salt and a little bit of nutmeg. I think nutmeg is king for this sauce. It really gives it a nice flavour. Not too much because it's quite strong. You want a fine grater for the nutmeg. As you can see, it starts to thicken already. More milk. A little bit more. If you want, you can add mustard powder to the base or a pinch of cayenne pepper. However, I'm not going to. I'm going to use my sauce with a lasagna, which I'm layering it with a meat sauce, so I don't think it needs the mustard in it. I actually would like to put a bay leaf in there as well, so I'm just going to pop out and go and grab some. Okay, we've got a bay leaf. I just usually kind of fold it a bit like that, just to let out some of the aroma. Put it in there. I want the sauce to be quite thick, guys, so I'm not going to let it down with too much milk. So actually, I might use a little less than a pint of milk. But I just want to see slowly how is it going to turn out. Looking really nice already. You can see I'm actually cooking it for a little while. You don't take it off as soon as just because it's come to the boil, because you want to cook the flour. Always taste. See if it's got enough salt. So if I wanted to do this gluten-free, I'd replace the plain flour with, if I wanted to do this gluten-free, I'd replace the plain flour with some rice flour, or a combination of rice flour and tapioca flour. That works quite well because the tapioca makes it really nice and sticky. So that makes it gluten-free, and if you want to do it dairy-free, you can just use olive oil instead of butter, or coconut oil if you like. And you could just use some coconut oil or other type of plant milk if you like, instead of the dairy milk. And obviously you won't put cheese in it, but there's lots of vegan cheeses out there, or instead of that you could just use some nutritional yeast, and then that would be dairy-free. Okay, so this is really boiling away nicely. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the cheese. That's it. Don't need to cook it anymore. Just turn it off now. So as I've said, I wanted this sauce to be quite thick because I wanted to coat the top of the lasagna and give it a really nice sort of creamy layer. So if I want to do a usual basic cheese sauce, I would just basically put whole pint of milk in there and just cook it out. But as I said, I'm going to cover my lasagna with it. So that's how you make a basic cheese sauce.